and thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you're enjoying your Friday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting, and now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. First for the Spurs, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4. And looking at the Jazz, pairing up in the backcourt, Trey Burke and Alec Burks. And in the middle, standing 6'11", 270, the talented scorer and rebounder out of Turkey. The big man, Enes Kanter. And it's Hayward, and it's Favors in at the 4 spot. Kanter, it's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so we will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
Well, when you come in as a rookie at 6'11", 270, and you're in good shape, there's no doubt that you're going to be able to compete physically at this level, and that's the case with Kanter. Now it's just a matter of gaining experience.
And Steve, he's put that size and strength to use right from the word go. A voracious offensive rebound with the knack to finish around the rim. It's Parker with the drive. It's rebounded by Hayward.
Kind of a little interesting factoid here for Gordon Hayward. If you look at his three-point percentage, he's shot great in seasons that end in odd numbers and poorly in the even-numbered years. That goes all the way back to his days at Butler.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Here's Burke. And Clark, as I look at the stat sheet, you know, you're exactly right. For Hayward in 2013, 2011, and 2009, he shot over 40% from 3, but already shaken. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
I think in that situation, that was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway. You know, the Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helps them on the court.
Parker with another miss.
That's a huge part of what they want to do defensively, limit his easy chances inside.
From the baseline. Rebounded by the Spurs. And back to Popovich and the Spurs, he really makes a point of getting to know his players and have them get to know one another.
That's right, Kevin. He likes to have his players have a sense of perspective about the world. He wants them to know that there are other things going on besides the NBA. In fact, back in 2012, he had the players watching the presidential debates together.
Outside Leonard. Pass to Duncan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Splitter, that's good.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
And Favors kicks to Burks. The feed to Burke. And there's the pass to Burks. Clock at 6. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Kanter gets a screen from Hayward. Kanter's shot is off. Spurs leading by 6. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Tyrone Corbin.
With the amount of titles and rings the Spurs have racked up in their careers, Coach admitted it could be a little intimidating playing against them. He said Duncan is an instant Hall of Fame guy, and that can scare teams. We have to be fearless and play just like they are any other team, any other extremely talented team. Easier said than done, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Hayward. They get it back. Kanter, the pass to Hayward. The Jazz again can't hit it.
You know, even against defense as tight as that, you expect him to bury those.
I don't know. I mean, we've seen him hit those in the past, but like you said, the defender was on him like glue. It would have been quite a bucket.
He feeds it to Burke. The dish to Burks. Burke passes to Cantor. Splitters there. Burks, guarded by Green. Sinks the three-pointer. Burks has got himself on the board with 3 there.
You know, defensively, you cannot forget about him. It gave him a wide-open look there.
He kicks to Splitter. Pass to Duncan. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Now you can tell what the crowd thinks about that call.
Yeah, they erupted as soon as the whistle blew.
And the Spurs making a change here. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for Splitter. Diao comes in for Tim Duncan. Otto Ginobili's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Bellinelli in for Daniel Green. Bellinelli off the pick from Bonner. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Yeah, Tony Parker really was more of a scoring point guard than a passing one early in his career, but his assist numbers have gone up. Greg Popovich, throughout Parker's career, has been on him to distribute and to become more of a true point guard. And I think he has found that balance over the last couple seasons.
And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
San Antonio leading by 9. Now Bellinelli. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Tony Parker just now entering his 30s. He's still got plenty of basketball, though, ahead of him.
Yeah, he started early, 19 years old, I think, when he came into the league, Kevin. So he's a guy that grew up under the direction and firm hand and sometimes hard hand of Greg Popovich, and now is thriving in an environment that's been championship caliber in every way.
He's very savvy in traffic. When he gets inside, has a kind of an uncanny way of shielding himself from contact and finding a way to finish at the rim.
And you know what else, Steve? Watching him run the pick and roll is like watching poetry in motion. I mean, this guy has that basic play down pat. He's unstoppable when he runs it.
To end the run. The shot misses. And the Spurs going the other way now. Lays it in off the breakaway. Parker's got 7.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Here's Burke. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And San Antonio has possession. Parker kicks to Bellinelli. From the arc. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Parker, here we go. Dishes it to Diao. Bellinelli. Good, and it's Diao with the assist that time. Bellinelli's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
Yeah, guys, and that's 10 of their last 12 points now coming off of assists.
The Jazz have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
Well, you take a look back to last year, guys. This is a club that converted about 76% of its free throws.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Ginobili attacking with 1 on the clock. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Pretty shot without a second.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Spurs team out there.
And you could see early on, guys, they were going to go inside and try to establish their offense in the paint area. That's exactly what they've done.
And I think that's exactly where they should continue to attack moving forward, Steve.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Spurs coach Greg Popovich throughout his career has seemed to strike a good balance between getting along with his players but also being demanding. Pop said, quote, "I'd say the guy I've been toughest on, and he's come through it all, is Tony Parker. He's listened to me and believed in what I told him, even when he was angry at me. He trusted me, and I'll always appreciate that. And Kevin, it's a partnership that's yielded a lot of success over the years.
They've become a terrific tandem. Thanks, Doris. Jazz trail by 17.
Well, really a promising young roster for the Utah Jazz team, guys. A lot of blue-chip talent there. I think in a couple of years, this team has a chance to be one of the best in the West.
Lucas kicks to Williams. Jazz passing it around. Biedrins, defended by Bonnie, feeds to Williams. Rejected by Ginobili. Here's Lucas. Shot clock at 6. Misses off the right iron.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Bellinelli dishes to Parker. He passes to Diaw. San Antonio again missing. And you got to give this Utah front office a lot of credit. You're right, Clark. They've only missed the playoffs 5 times in the last 30 seasons. Steve, that is a remarkable run.
What I like about Utah, too, Kevin, is that they seem to stay ahead of the curve. They make moves while they still have leverage. Stealing Carlos Cruiser, Kirilenko, Deron Williams. So they've done a good job of getting value, getting assets, and continuing to look ahead.
San Antonio making a switch here. Splitter is checked in for Matt Bonner. Duncan comes in for Boris Diaw. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Green in for Bellinelli. And that one hits back iron.
And you know why he was open there. They didn't commit too much defense to him, and you can see why. He has trouble making that shot. Well, and Jeremy Evans, the 2012 Slam Dunk champ, he may have come up short in the Slam Dunk contest last year, but boy, did he put on the show. Dunked over a work of art that depicted him dunking. Very meta.
He dishes it to Parker. Back to Green. Duncan high post. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Jeremy Evans, 6'9", only about 200 pounds, but he is a high riser.
Yeah, great finisher around the rim. And tell you what, he's light, and maybe that helps him get so high off the floor. But it's fun to watch him in the open court.
Back to Lucas. Kicks it to Williams. Pass to Rush. Now the feed to Evans. Outside Williams. Shoots a fader. Again, Williams missing. Spurs leading by 15. Leonard the pass to Parker. He feeds it to Green. Lots of room. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Oh, trying for it. It's stolen by Green. Williams against Leonard. Parker. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
You know, something we're seeing less and less of these days, that little finger roll.
You know, you always want to try to win the free throw game when you're playing basketball. And the Spurs, while not getting to the line as much as their opponent or as much as they have in the past, they maximize their opportunities by shooting 80% from the stripe.
And Biedrins kicks to Williams. Deflects the pass. The pass to Biedrins. The dish to Rush. Feeds it to Biedrins. Lucas. Blocked. Second shot opportunity. And it's good on the layup. Biedrins has got his first basket of the night.
You got to put bodies on the glass right there. They just are not getting it done on the boards.
Yeah, they've got to do a much better job of going harder than that to the glass.
Parker, good. Parker's got 14. And Clark, what you said about the Spurs at the line, that's what the top teams do. They don't let their opponents get away with fouls and steep lead points at the charity stripe.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You know, over the course of the season, a lot of games get decided by just a couple of points. And if your team is able to make free throws at a high rate, like the Spurs, shooting just under 80% last year as a team, I mean, that's good for a big chunk of wins during the season.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, a lot of the Spurs' success is because they are able to manage the cap so well. It comes from them getting their key players to take just a little less when they renew their contracts. Tony Parker explained, quote, "I think it's just the atmosphere here, the family atmosphere. For me personally, why I did it was because deep down in my heart, I know Pop will take care of me until the end of my career." Seems that it's worth a few extra dollars to have that kind of security, guys.
Great leadership from the top on down. And Doris, credit the players for really buying in. The shot is off. Duncan with some nice D. Spurs leading by 20. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it.
Making a long pass like that is always a risky proposition.
A different look for Utah. Derek Favors checked in for Beatrice. And Gordon Hayward is subbed in for Jeremy Evans. Back to Williams. Inside to Favors. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
The Jazz making a switch here. Cantor's checked in. Parker against Lucas. Duncan kicks to Green. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Jazz trail by 18. Lucas dishes to Cantor. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Favors. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
For the Jazz last season, it really became an issue about the log jam inside. They had 2 established starters in Jefferson and Millsap and 2 young up-and-comers in Cantor and Favors, and there was an expectation that somebody would be moved, but the trading deadline passed and they were all still there.
Well, you would have thought that the Jazz would have made a deal one way or another, but it was hard for them as they were in the thick of a playoff race at the time, Steve, sort of tied their hands.
Well, if they weren't in that race, I think they might have sent 1 or 2 of those guys out to try to get some more assets for the future. As it was, they ended up losing Millsap and Al Jefferson, so it's incumbent on the young talent in that front court to now develop and really take over.
And that one's good.
What a finish with that hoop.
There's 25 seconds left in the first half of the game. Back to Leonard. Passes it to Duncan. From the low block. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
For San Antonio, they've looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts. Burke with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He kicks it to Hayward. Pass to Burke. Tipped. Here's Green. Cannot hit. And through 1 half, it hasn't even been close. It's the